guys, it's Kyle. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a sort of a theory video, sort of not. It's basically a video kind of explaining the new Piggy chapter and the cutscene and all that kind of stuff. And yeah. So a new map in Piggy just came out called Heist, and it's the first character-based sort of like backstory chapter in Book 2. It's similar to the chapter in Book 1 that came out a year ago called The Storied Memory. The heist map takes place right before Allie's and gives some backstory on Willow, Pony, T.S.P, the Silver Paw, and how T.S.P was formed. It's the same map as Allie's, but with some added and removed buildings, which doesn't really make sense because how would there be added and removed buildings and doors right before the Allie's map? But that's beside the point. This map doesn't do anything to the lore and storyline, but does answer a lot of questions about the characters and parts of the story that we didn't see, which I'll cover. In the beginning cutscene, Willow tells Pony, Billy, and Rush that her little brother William hasn't been talking to her. This is probably before T.S.P was really a thing and before the group was really formed, like before they had a refinery and all that stuff. Billy says he has an idea and says that they should steal something nice for William to cheer him up. When you spawn in the map, you'll either be Pony or Willow with one of those like weird superhero masks that don't disguise you at all. It just covers you, like around your eyes. The reason the building that had caution tape on it in Allie's is probably because Willow's group sort of broke into it, meaning Allie's map was around half or a day later, although what doesn't really make sense is Rush and Willow are still there and stealing, saying they are protecting family, even though the cutscene shows that Willow had left right after the heist map, but whatever. I guess that might be a story hole or just something I'm missing. Polly is chasing you and his only mission was to protect a pie surrounded by lasers. So the pie must have been very valuable, and that mission sucks. Like, why would you have a mission just to protect a pie? Like, that doesn't make any sense, but whatever. I missed the lasers when I escaped the map and can't show you the lasers because the background footage is just from my video where I escaped the heist. But is basically like the lasers in Mall to get the pulley skin. Like when you rob the bank, you can't get the pulley skin anymore, but like the little bank area, when you use the mirror on a laser, then there's going to be a bunch of other lasers. Yeah. After you escape, it shows Willow going through the door with the pie, which is right before one of her flashbacks back in Factory, because when we tell Willow that Zizzy had sisters, like she's got a bunch of flashbacks, and one of her flashbacks is like bringing the pie in the room, and then of course like finding that William was gone and that kind of stuff. For some reason her eyes are closed when she walks through the door, and when she opens them, she finds William ran away and left his scarf, which is the same scarf that Willow now wears, and she only started wearing it once William left. Then it kind of jumps to the ending of Allie's when where we arrest Willow, since Polly obviously wasn't successful. I guess Polly's not that good. Polly somehow becomes infected in the station, who's most likely the person/animal, because technically they're not a person. Person/animal who infected the mother pig, who's the bot in station in Book 1. Willow escapes using a white key lying outside her cell, which she probably sort of reached out. I guess she has really long arms or something, or maybe there's something in her cell to sort of grab it. But she used that to unlock her cell. Later she finds Rash infected and boarded up. Then Willow sets fire to her hideout in Allie's, like where we find her in the Allie's map and arrest her. After that scene, it shows Tigris shivering outside in the Allie's by a fire, crying, most likely because he had to board up Rash, which was his friend. Willow finds Tigris and recruits him, starting T.S.P. In another scene, Pony is shown sitting outside looking at a picture of him and Zizzy as kids. That's when Willow actually invites Pony to T.S.P. since before Pony was still kinda in a group with Willow, but it wasn't actually T.S.P. yet, like how it showed in the beginning when they were stealing the pie. T.S.P. breaks into Mr. P's lab and steals one of his rushed potions. The green potion is Substance 128, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically the sort of starter potions that Mr. P had been making, and then the blue one is the actual cure that we see in the trailer and that we're about to get in Chapter 12, that I believe is made by the military. So yeah, don't get those two confused. Pony is given the mission to force Doggy to drink the potion against his will for payback of the player, us, and Doggy arresting Willow. Their plan was either to infect Doggy with the potion and then for Doggy to attack us and infect us, or Pony gave the player part of the potion and Doggy the rest, which is why Mr. P found signs of infection in us in the hospital map. And the second one would make more sense for the whole story, like there was signs of an infection, because why else would we have signs of infection? But the first one's more realistic, like kind of, I don't know, it would be weird to give part and then the rest to someone else, because then it might not work or something like that. But that's what I'm saying, is like either one of those, most likely. The scene actually answers another question in a very popular theory from a year ago, which I even made a video on as well. It was about Bunny lying about Mr. P giving her a potion because Mr. P had said he'd given out 7 and Bunny would have been 8. It turns out Mr. P actually did give out 7 potions and the extra one was from Pony, which is why Mr. P said he gave out 7 potions and why there is an extra person/animal that had a potion, because Pony had given them the potion, not Mr. P. After that, Pony abandoned T.S.P. He meets back up with Zizzy, who he had missed since he left for T.S.P., and joins the search party. It jumps ahead to the current present in Chapter 11, where we find out what Willow had been looking at. Willow had seen Daisy, along with all the other soldiers, turned infected. And that was all for the Heist Chapter cutscene. And that's basically it. Like, that's when the ending, that's when the ending ends, I guess. That doesn't make sense. That's when the cutscene ends. And then I guess the next part of that story will be Chapter 12. But that map actually, like, it didn't really answer questions for the storyline, but it answered a lot of questions. Like, it didn't answer questions that were very important for the storyline of like what comes next and stuff, but it answered sort of questions that a lot of people had for theories and about the characters, and we get to know the characters more and like their backstory and stuff. So I really like that chapter because it answered a ton of questions and theories. Like, for example, the whole 7 potions thing, that was very confusing to a lot of people back then, and I also made a video on that. But yeah, anyways guys, that'll be in this video. Next video, not 100% sure, but like an upcoming video will most likely be a theory on what Chapter 12 will be. And also, I'm assuming that the next character-based, like character-focused chapter will be about Zizzy. And Minitoon also tweeted something like Zizzy's hat and then a zebra emoji. So I'm assuming it's going to be about Zizzy, and that would make the most sense, like, if she's infected, blah, 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 or, like, you know, sort of something that'll be more important to the storyline, and then the Heist Chapter is more important for just, like, getting to know the characters and stuff. But yeah, anyways, guys, that'll be in this video. So next time, goodbye!